Hey guys, Shelby and Wallace here. Shelby, where are we?
Today we are in Williamsburg, Virginia on stop number 2 of the Historic Triangle at Colonial Williamsburg.
You guys come along with us as we explore this living history museum and walk in the footsteps of past generations.
Let's do this!
The second stop on our historic triangle adventure is Colonial Williamsburg. We're going to start our adventure at the Visitor Center. When we arrived at the Visitor Center, we checked out the gift shop since Colonial Williamsburg is a mile away. They have 2 really nice gift shops on each side of the building.
Wallace is checking out his friend the squirrel. They truly have something for everyone. Now that we've checked out the gift shops, it's time to get our tickets. One-day admission for adults is $49.99 and kids ages 6 to 12 is $28.99 at the time of our visit.
We opted to take the 1-mile trail from the Visitor Center to Colonial Williamsburg. The trail is paved and would be considered moderate. They do offer complimentary shuttle service from the Visitor Center parking lot to the different areas of Colonial Williamsburg.
Colonial Williamsburg is the world's largest living history museum. This living history museum brings 18th century Colonial Williamsburg to life.
Our first stop in Colonial Williamsburg is the Governor's Palace. Due to a really long line for a tour at the time of our arrival, we elected to tour the grounds at this time and plan to come back for a tour later in the day.
The grounds of the Governor's Palace has a hedge maze that was so much fun to find our way through.
As always, our motto is, the best view comes after the hardest climb.
After finding our way through the maze, it was time to check out the rest of Colonial Williamsburg. We made our way down Duke of Gloucester Street towards the Capitol.
When Shelby and I arrived at the Capitol, there was a tour about to start. Interpreters give tours of the Capitol every 15 minutes. On the day of our visit, most everyone working outside were wearing face masks due to an air quality alert in the area from the Canadian wildfires.
Without things were done here, so the king also appointed 12 Virginia gentlemen known as counselors to assist him. Everything made up the plan. Felony crimes such as murder, house burning, horse stealing, grand larceny, etc. Elected burgesses and King Point councils. House of Commons in the British Parliament, albeit on a smaller scale. The benches and rows facing each other, the same pattern as the House of Commons. Clerks would be at the table.
Next, we visited the public jail, which housed all prisoners of the area until the day of their trials or punishment. Some of the most notorious prisoners were Blackbeard's men, who were known to pillage and plunder the Atlantic seacoast, especially near Ocracoke Island.
This isn't in Colonial Williamsburg. We wanted to make sure we included this bit of history in case you all wanted to check it out too.
After our visit, we drove roughly 45 minutes from Colonial Williamsburg to Hampton, Virginia to visit the place where Royal Governor Spotswood had Blackbeard's head put on a pole to warn all visitors that piracy was not tolerated in Virginia.
Now, continuing with our adventure in Colonial Williamsburg, they have outdoor dramas most days. For full details of their schedule, check out their website.
Opportunity to take their lives into their own. Now, in September of 1781, 12 miles down the road from us in Yorktown, the decisive battle of the American Revolutionary is fought and won by the Americans. But, of course, we all know that the story does not end there, and that it continues.
After watching the drama, we stopped in at the silversmith to watch them demonstrate their skills.
The tools are not shaped like the things you're making, but the tools are there to help you to create the shapes of whatever it is you're working on. For instance, I'm working on this big bowl here, and I started with a flat circle, and I'm moving this up into a big bowl shape. So I've been using this particular tool here that'll help me to further up this little lip. And then what I have to do, you hammer the silver cold, but it hardens from hammering it. This bowl I'm working on takes me a couple of weeks to make or so.
Next, we stopped at the Shoemaker's and Breeches Maker to check out their trade.
The talent that all of the tradesmen and women have throughout Colonial Williamsburg is fascinating to watch and learn about their skills.
Hi folks, how are y'all doing today?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you. You're welcome to pick up anything here on the table. What you walked into here is kind of a 2-for-1 deal. We've got our shoemakers hanging out with us for the time being, and then we also produce leather breeches here in the shop. So that's the garment here on the workboard and the ones over here on the back wall. So just a couple of different things that we're doing here today. So Val is working on finishing up a pair of shoes. So he is working on putting on the heel lifts, which is kind of the separated pieces that are here that are going to build up the heel of that shoe, made out of sole bend, which is this material right here.
After all of this history, we're starting to get a little hungry. We decided to check out the King's Arms Tavern. I chose the sparkling cider, and Wallace is getting the draught root beer.
At the time of our visit, the lunch menu was provided by Chowning's Tavern, which is just down the road and was temporarily closed. Shelby got the chicken hash, and I picked the Virginia pork barbecue.
While we were eating, we were serenaded by a musician playing period-correct music.
Now with our bellies full, after lunch we visited the book bindery. Anyone who knows Shelby knows how much she loves books, so this was a real treat to see how books were binded in the 18th century.
You have to have them arranged so you can fold them. And then if you get into the octavos, which are books this size, an octavo would have page 4 printed side by side. But with us, because we have to have 8 leaves, you can have page 1 and page 16 printed side by side. And then 2 and 15 and 3 and 14.
After visiting the book bindery, we made our way back to the Governor's Palace to take our tour.
Welcome to the Governor's Palace.
Unless you have a reservation or a reason to see the governor. That would be a private invitation and you would be included in that and escorted above. But generally people just come here and out the door. This is the only space that's open on a regular basis.
While touring the Governor's Palace, our wonderful interpreter told us that the palace was home to 7 royal governors and the first 2 elected governors in Virginia.
She also explained how the Governor's Palace was built to impress visitors by displaying their wealth and also the authority of the royal governor.
Interpreters give tours every 15 minutes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and they absolutely love sharing the history of this beautiful Governor's Palace.
Next, we visited the African American Baptist Meeting House exhibit, which according to the sign traces the African American Baptist congregation in Virginia and the religious heritage of transported African Americans and their descendants.
According to their website, the First Baptist Church of Williamsburg is one of the country's earliest African American congregations and was founded by free and enslaved black worshipers. This archaeological project will guide how this site is interpreted, commemorated, and ultimately recreated so present and future generations may learn about this nationally significant church.
Colonial Williamsburg is also in the process of restoring Williamsburg Bray School. The Williamsburg Bray School is the oldest extant building dedicated to the education of black children in the United States.
All right, Wallace, what did you think of stop number 2 on the historic triangle here at Colonial Williamsburg?
Man, what a great day it's been, Shelby. Just walking in the footsteps of our forefathers and just checking out everything here, where our country's come from, and just from the shoemaker to the silversmith, all the demonstrations that they've had here is truly amazing.
It really has been. We got to tour the Governor's Palace behind us.
That you can see back here.
We got to have a delicious meal at Kingsarmstavern.
Yeah, Kingsarmstavern.
We just had a great day.
Yeah, we have. Man, and they have some great root beer there too. So we've had a great time. We hope you guys have too. We're going to close this adventure out. Leave you with fife and drums.
Yes.
And until next adventure,
See ya.
See ya.